What's shaking you Tubanites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Comic Book Shakers of the Week for June 1st, 2023. Can you believe that, boys and girls? Yeah, we're going to be up against it tonight, man. The NBA Finals and the new Spider-Man film. So, so there'll probably be like 15 of you in here tonight. So we'll see. Use your chance to win stuff, right? That's what I say. So, as usual, today is Friday. So, well, you know what that means. It's Freestyle Friday. So let me pick from my curated selection of tunes.
By the way, guys, I love your Cover Price shirts. They look fantastic. I wish I had one of those. Nice. Yeah, I wish I had one of those in extra large. I'm just saying.
Sorry, man. All right, how about some DJ Chalet?
If you can feel what I am feeling, then the truth is just believing. You're my diamond girl, diamond girl, diamond girl. You're my diamond girl, diamond girl, diamond girl. You're my. If you can feel what I am feeling, then the truth is just believing. You're my diamond girl. Ooh, oh, diamond girl. You're my diamond girl, diamond girl, 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 diamond girl.
The baddest on the microphone apparatus is here. When I rock a rhyme, often eyes are dropping a tear. It's so beautiful, it's America's landscapes when this man makes lyrics like the syrups that you pour upon your pancakes. My mandate is to grip minds like a handshake. Spit Orlando Lakes and go skinny dip with the fan base. Over any damn breakbeat, I hastily make pastries tastier than anything that Wolfgang makes. So take notes out of suckers, I make coats, lump of some like Bubba Gump, fishing on lake boats. I take jokes and turn the comedy into drama. I'm bagging on your mama, I'm Jeffrey Dahmer behind ya. I'm a rhyme writer, lock stock, smoking the ganja. Rebuttals befuddle, leaving a puddle of saliva, sillies. You couldn't handle Randall when I throw my grammar at you. It hit your head and you would think I threw a hammer at you. I point the camera at you like Herb Ritz. Develop it, then use the pictures to pick up bird shits. You're nervous as the impervious wordsmiths hanging out in Rafa's new crib come with the verses.
And the super long intro. Laura, say what's good to people.
Were we both dancing backstage the whole time?
You're dancing a little backstage. There you get that.
Yeah, I was feeling it. Hi guys, welcome in. I'm unusually hyper, so hopefully I can simmer down here for this list.
Simmer down
now.
JB, say what's good.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Ofer list. You know, it always happens that way when there's a great turnout. When everyone's feeling good from that top 10 list on Tuesday, you will get crushed in the Shakers list. And welcome to that list today. So
I don't think this is necessarily an Ofer. I think there's a couple on there people may have because I've seen them on social media. So we shall see. This show is brought to our friends over at CovrPrice.com, and I feel awful because I didn't download the graphics. So hold on, JB, go ahead and do the CovrPrice and Bird City logo things and talk about it while I download the exclusive.
Oh, all right. No problem. Well, welcome everybody to the CovrPrice Shakers list. By the way, this list comes from our friends over at CovrPrice, and this is the one that focuses on new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. Now, this list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it every day to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. Now, this show is also sponsored by our friends over at Bird City Comics. Laura and her team over there doing fabulous work, including I do believe this book, is it sold out? Did this book sell out? Remember, everybody, use your discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off most purchases. I'm not all. I think there are some exclusions.
Not on like the brand new exclusives. Yeah.
Not on the ones that are releasing same day, but anything left in that inventory, use that discount and save that money. How did we do on this book? Did we sell this one out?
Nakayama is sold out. I think Diaz is pretty much sold out. We might have a couple. I honestly didn't check before the show, but we are definitely running low on those. I will say that.
And what about this one over here? Did we end up selling that one out too?
We did really well in this book. It's not sold out. I don't think people are really familiar with Draculina. But this is another one that we launched a couple weeks back. One of my
I'm ready.
All right.
What's dropping? What's dropping this? What day is it?
So this Friday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have World Tree number 2. This is the second print. Image only allowed 4 spots for retailers to do Virgin of their ratios, and we got the 1 in 50. So this is the 1 in 50 ratio, but the Virgin done by Franny, and it'll be available tomorrow. It's shared between us and Hive Comics, so it's a split exclusive. But yeah, make sure you guys set alarms and head over and snag it up.
I like the sound of that. Do a little with collaborations there, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Community.
TiVo, you're muted. There we go. That's one. If that was on your bingo card, take a
more
shot. TiVo, you're muted at least once.
And retailers collaborating because they don't want to buy 5,000, so they'll split the difference to 2,500, 2,500.
Yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
Makes it easier for sure.
That's right. So once again, this is the CovrPrice Shakers of the week. I don't think it's an Ofer list, but we shall see, man. This list comes from our friends of CovrPrice, focusing on new sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily Shakers list. This list changes several times every day, so make sure you check it out every day to review some of the hottest trending books. And don't forget, after that we go over this 10, we're going to see what's shaking today, boys and girls. And I already know what my favorite cover on this. My favorite cover on this week's list is last. I'm just putting that out there. So, but
I'm
what
torn.
And remember, everybody, if you're watching this on the rewind, comment your favorite cover in the comments below to be entered into next Tuesday's giveaway.
Hey, Matt's in the live chat. Make sure you're minding about your shirt, JB. All right, what do we have for the first one?
All right, the first shaker of this list, I should say, Action Comics number 686.
Wow.
This is the second print from 1993. Here is another one of those instances where a book will pop up on an individual's radar and sell at a decent price. $400 for a raw, very fine copy of Action
Damn.
Comics 686 of a classic Supergirl cover by Jackson Geiss. Upon further review, though, this second print is known to be quite rare and seems to gain traction with new eyes on it. CGC has 29 total copies on the census, but most copies of the second print were distributed in a DC multi-pack. It came with 2 copies along with a Justice League 69. Suffice it to say, the sealed multi-pack is obviously worth more than the solo. Many of those collectors are probably holding this rare combo pack, opting not to open it nor get it graded. These packs aren't known for wielding high-grade copies, so opening it is a bit of a gamble. But raw do exist out there. Dig through your long boxes at home if you think you've got one, but look for the title Supergirl in white, not yellow. That's key.
There you go. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say it, but please, no spoilers for Spider-Man. JLS Comics, I see you in there as the mod. You know what to do if somebody tries to spoil
Immediately
something.
boot them, please,
Boot
before the
them
comment comes up,
from the
because we're
multiverse.
highlighting the comments so quickly that sometimes we don't get a chance to read them.
Yeah. So
But DC Universe logo, is there anybody out there that collects DC Universe logo variants? Because that's what they are. They were kind of extra run fillers to fill these multi-packs. And
Right.
whatever was left on the press already, they're like, hey, we're short XYZ multi-pack. Go print me off a few more of XYZ with this DC Universe logo. So it's really unknown what the true print counts are for DC Universe logos and which books exactly got them. Really cool niche.
Yeah. And this to me doesn't even look like Jackson Geiss. Because I remember him from his Micronauts run. And so to me it doesn't quite look like it. I don't know. Call me crazy, but yeah. Action Comics number 686 is second print. Interesting. On a VF for $400 raw. Wow.
Some people already made the list too. A couple of people in the chat have it.
Yeah,
So
I
we're off
told
to a
you
good
there
start.
won't be an offer.
In a DC Universe logo. Wow.
But this will be an offer.
This is absolutely over. What a fantastic read, too. You guys ready for this one? Next up, we've got Creepy, issue number 32, originally published in 1970 from Warren. Frank Frazetta is an iconic artist of many fantasy and horror covers across the Silver Age of comics. His many works include the early interpretations of the Ghost Rider, Tim Holt, Durango Kid, Weird Fantasy, and the voluptuous Vampirella's first appearance in 1969. If you find yourself browsing through Silver Age horror or fantasy books, it is likely that you've seen a Frank Frazetta cover. This is a post-comic code horror magazine, and by briefly browsing the contents, it's easy to see the censorship compared to its predecessors. However, that censorship doesn't take away from Frazetta's masterful cover work. This cover is so haunting that it not only broke one all-time record, but 2 in the same week. A graded 9.6 recently sold for a new high of $1,802, and there are only 13 of these books on the CGC census, with only 3 graded at 9.6. The following day, a raw, fine copy sold for $65, toppling its previous high of $50. A nice reminder to grade those high grade copies. Now, it's great to see the value catching up to the superb artwork of legendary artists like Frazetta.
This seems undervalued to me. A 9.6 in magazine format from 1970 for only $1,800. Come on now. But anyway, Creepy, issue number 32 from Warren Comics, 1970. A CGC 9.6 sold on May 29th for $1,802. be the
Do
sucker.
you own the Vampirella, TiVo?
Nope, that's the one of the grails that I wanted. I have Vampirella like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I believe, but I don't have Vampirella number 1. So that's
still on the chase for.
I don't have many things that are, that I still like, this is what I need to get, but that's one of them. Journey into Mystery 83. But maybe I still get a chance to get that. All right, from one creepy to another creepy.
Oh, I like this. Okay, Creepy Worlds number 36. This is Alan Class from 1964. Alan Class was a British publisher who specialized in reissuing American comic books for the UK market. Creepy Worlds was one of their most notable titles, featuring stories from various publishers such as Atlas Comics, American Comic Group, Charlton Comics, and Marvel. These comics were originally published in the United States during the 1950s and 1960s. When it comes to Alan Class reprints, this is a fantastic one to own, pun intended. Creepy Worlds number 36 reprints Fantastic Four number 5, featuring the first appearance and origin of Dr. Doom, a collector must-have, especially for any of you MCU speculators. A mid to high grade copy of FF number 5 is easy enough to obtain as long as you have upwards of $35,000 lying around, which most of us do, right? If you're looking for a bargain, look no further than Creepy Worlds number 36. It reprints FF number 5 with the same exhilarating cover artwork courtesy of Jack Kirby. The interior is the best way to experience the first appearance of Dr. Doom, brought to life by the writings of the legend himself, Stan Lee. This issue is truly a diamond in the rough. There are only 10 copies of this book on the CGC census, one of which is restored. A graded 7.0 is the highest grade on record, with only 2 copies qualifying. One of those 7.0 copies was sold for the first time, establishing a record high of $1,519. It'll be interesting to see if there are any more graded copies that make their way into the aftermarket after this monstrous sale.
So speaking of like European reissues, which leads to the segment Things TiVo Watch That You Should Watch. It's an Italian Netflix movie called Music by Erry, E-R-R-Y, and it's based on a true story about 3 brothers who basically made mixtapes, meaning they took records and they record them on a cassette and they sold them. And at one point it was said they sold 180 million cassettes.
Wow.
180 million cassettes. And besides that, it's got great music from the 80s in it. So check out Music by Erry on Netflix, man. It's good. And watch it in Italian because it's even better, because you can watch it in English, but watch it in Italian because they talk so fast, very expressive with their hands. Hey, forget about it. Hey, no, not that Italian, but they speak real Italian, but it takes place like the 80s. Great watch. It's like an hour and 45 movie. Go see it. What else are you gonna do? All right, Creepy Worlds issue number 36 from Alan Class, 1964. What do we got up next?
All right, man. I want proof of life on this one if you got it. Next up, we've got Gears of War issue number 6, the video game art cover variant, originally published in 2009. Now, Gears of War is a video game franchise that is known for high-quality action, a motley group of playable characters, and a wild player-versus-player duels in its multiplayer mode. This series has been a sturdy pillar of Xbox through good times and bad. The franchise is also known for its long-running narrative that spans several generations of gaming platforms. There's also been a movie adaptation of this game that has been stuck in production for several years. Additionally, the anticipated video game sequel Gears of War 6 has also been delayed, but it's still active in production. Now, this comic book prequel story was also published in 2009 by DC under the Wildstorm banner. The pricey Call of Duty Ghost comic was released under the same banner around the same time. In order for stores to qualify for this video game variant, they needed to order 10 of the regular cover. Now, a recent copy of this comic sold for an all-time high of $100 in an ungraded condition. And there are only 3 graded copies on the census, by the way, 2 9.8 and 1 9.9. So don't expect graded copies to pop up anytime soon. The run was well under 10,000 copies for these early issues. And if you like to dig at conventions at your local comic shop, make sure to pick up later issues like this, as they're often left behind by collectors who are only trying to grab that issue number 1.
Who knows? Maybe Gears of War will finally get greenlit with I mean, we had recent video game adaptations that were very successful. Mario Brothers, to name one. Uncharted was all right. Still better than before. Mortal Kombat, so maybe they will. I mean, there was a Halo series, if anybody remembered that, and I dug it. I forgot what platform it was on, some weird platform, but yeah, there was a Halo series. I don't know if it's getting to season 2. Everything's in flux now with the WGA writer strike, which doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, man. So Gears of War number 6, the video game art cover variant from 2009. So for a cool 100 bones in a raw near mint, 9.0 to 9.4. This has been a trend that I don't remember this ever being a thing. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe this is during the pandemic where these started really getting popular.
All right, before I get to this, we are about halfway through the list tonight. Make sure you guys are giving us a thumbs up if you haven't already. There's about 80 of you hanging out with us instead of being at the theaters or whatever. So thank you for being here. All right, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 1. This is the movie photo variant. It's the 1 in 15 from 2017. For a long time, photo variant covers went overlooked by the collector community. These books were found in back issue bins for cover price or less. Within the last few years, there has been a change of heart when it comes to these books. The U-turn can likely be attributed to 2 different factors. The first factor is that actors from comic book movies do more signings, so collectors are looking for books featuring the actor for them to sign. The second factor is the nostalgia for the MCU. As time passes and collectors look back on the first 3 phases of the MCU, they seem to be drawn to photo covers that capture that time period. The recent sale of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 1 from 2017, featuring Tom Holland, is a perfect example. A CGC 9.8 sold for a record price of $275 this week. There are 354 total copies of the book on the census, 250 of which have been signed. Want a CGC 9.8 signed by Tom Holland? I do. Well, the price jump is up a bit to $1,500.
Just so you know, celebrity signatures are really expensive. I remember going to Star Wars Celebration, and you could get the cast of the original Star Wars cast to sign it, and it was like they were like asking $200, $300, $400. I think Luke Skywalker was like $300. At one time, I went. I think it was WonderCon or some show. And first of all, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 1, the movie photo variant for 1 of 15 for $275 and a 9.8. I remember seeing Chloe Bennett. Well, first of all, I was like, "Yo, I'm kind of crushing on this." Chloe Bennett, of course, plays Quake on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was like, you know what? I have 2 copies of the first appearance of Quake. I'm going to get her to sign it. I was like, $275. Damn. I was like, no, it's okay.
Elizabeth Olsen is doing one, TiVo, and she's $230 for a signature and $210 if you want a picture with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll just stand in the background. I'll just stand in the back. I'll just have her in the background. I'll take a selfie and put her in the background and get away with it. All right. So speaking of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse.
Wow. Yeah, this is a really cool cover. Next up on the list, we've got Spider-Man 2099, issue number 3, the John Tyler Christopher variant, originally published in 2014. This was a 1 in 25. Now, this week marks the long-awaited release of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is the follow-up to the wildly successful first film that introduced the wider audience to Miles Morales. The second film and third will introduce many more characters to the mix for audiences that are unfamiliar. Characters such as Spider-Punk, 2099, and Spider-Woman will soon be household names outside of the comic world. The hype and trailers for the film's release had led to tons of books selling that feature these characters. One book that features an excellent variant cover for Spider-Man 2099 is issue number 3 of his 2014 solo series. This variant is exceptionally tough to find in high grade and also benefits from being known as one of the early works by John Tyler Christopher. Now, John Tyler Christopher is mostly known today for his negative space covers. However, just look at the details in this cover, and he's clearly one of today's best artists. While raws do pop up occasionally, graded 9.8s rarely do. In fact, there's only one on the census. This all black cover has no mercy for cover flaws. That lone 9.8 sold this week for a record high of $3,200. The seller, Chloe's Comic Swag, on Instagram posted that this was their sale and was met with a fanfare from the community. This high sale will surely bring higher premiums for raw copies as well. This could be a trend that trickles down with many of the Spider characters if these characters are the hit many speculators think they will be. That's really cool. Shout out to Chloe's Comics Swag on Instagram.
I follow. We follow each other on Instagram, and they got a dope collection. And they tag me on stuff all the time. I'm like, God damn, that is really dope. But wow, 3,200 Spider-Man 2099, the JTC 1 in 25 variant for 2014 for $3,200, man. Wow, can't wait to see it. Hopefully see it. Well, I have meetings and testing tomorrow, so I don't think I can do it tomorrow. So maybe Saturday, but I'm gonna try to sneak away from work tomorrow and see it in the afternoon. All right, couldn't be a shaker's list without romance books, right?
I love these. Sweethearts number 119. This was published by Fawcett in 1953. Modern day photo covers can sometimes be a hit or miss when it comes to accumulated value. Golden age photo covers, well, those are outright gems of history. With huge celebrity names like Marilyn Monroe and Richard Widmark, this photo cover is pulling in big value. The Sweetheart series ran from 1948 through 1973. The publishers of this book changed shortly after this cover was released, switching to Charlton Comics in 1954. Every cover portrayed a happy couple and never anyone alone. What is interesting is that both Monroe and Widmark did not work on any romance project around the time when this was published. Instead, they were part of a psychological thriller called Don't Bother to Knock. Nevertheless, the star power behind this photo cover has propelled it to a high new sale of $1,626 for a raw fine copy. There are only 12 of these books on the census, and only 2 of them are in the fine category. Why'd you laugh? Have you seen that movie?
No, it's just the title suggests some weird stuff on that.
It kind of does.
Yeah. But Sweethearts. I mean, obviously romance comics went out of vogue a while ago, but I think there's a niche market for people who collect those type of things. And I do have one, and it's a 3D comic too from like the 60s. I bought it from a dude from some swap meet. He was like, you need this. All right, man, how much? Like $5. I have a fine ticket, all right. Sweethearts issue number 119. And speaking of Sweethearts, whoa, sexy cover.
Oh, hello.
All right. And now I know why I'm going to butcher these names. Good
I know.
Lord.
That's why I gave you this
God. All right. Next up, we've got Tim Drake, Robin number 7, the Serge Acuna 1 in 25 variant, originally published in 2023. Serge Acuna, who is responsible for the interior art of this book, got the cover treatment. Cover A was done by Dan Panosian, with Acuna handling the interior, but this 1 in 25 incentive variant was Akuna's for the taking. And take it they did. This book immediately began trending in the aftermarket as fans love the style in which Acuna depicts Tim Drake, with a bit of an identity crisis surrounding the character regarding his place in the Bat family, his sexuality, and more. This book aimed to hammer a few things out, like Tim Drake's return to the role of Robin. Regardless, it immediately became an aftermarket darling, one that is proving to be difficult to find. It's very important to note that this scarcity is directly due to DC Comics no longer accepting returns, as they offered from October to December of 2022. This is a major factor behind the recent surge of DC incentive variants, as reasonable ratios selling for premium aftermarket prices. Retailers were not ordering 25 copies of this book, and those that did saw it fly out of their shops and hit the aftermarket. Recently, this book saw a reported no-grade raw copy sell for $203, a slight downturn from a sale achieved just a day prior for $259. It's been an interesting journey for this book, as pre-sales were hitting around $30 or less back in January before seeing a massive boom in April, jumping from $120 to $250 in a span of a few weeks. For a modern book, it's seeing some large sales, and it'll be interesting to see if it continues as more inevitably trickle into the market.
I wonder if Rob Liefeld got residuals for this cover because of all the pouches that Tim Drake is rocking. Right? Look at that. Somewhere Rob Liefeld is smiling.
Like
Tim
that.
Drake, Robin number 7. I was just trying to think, like, you don't see many like just shirtless dudes on covers anymore. I mean, besides Berserker, I'm trying to think of, like, current comics where they're just showing off, like, pecs and abs from the big two, DC and Marvel, that is. I'm trying to think. Some in the live chat, drop it in if something modern in the last few months, or this year.
Aquaman ones that I can think of.
Oh yeah, well, Aquaman, that's part of his costume. I mean, come on. I mean,
I know, but there's a couple of him where I'm like, oh my god, there's just like water dripping off, and yeah.
All right, we're getting Laura bothered here. All right, let's move on. What do we have next?
Next up, Transformers Universe number 1, OTFCC Unicron, limited to 100. What does that mean, TiVo? OTFCC?
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. Okay, it's an unknown publisher, and this came out in 2003.
No, I don't know. Some in the live chat maybe knows.
I have no idea. Oh, how we love interesting and hard to find books here. This may be one of the rarest, with very little information out in the wild regarding its creation and distribution. However, it is viewed as potentially the holy grail of Transformer comics. Recently, one of these rare unicorn books came to market and sold for a whopping $4,500 for a 9.4, the largest sale on record for this book. It last sold in that grade just 2 years ago for $1,245. And before that, a CGC 9.6 sold for $1,260 in 2019. That's a massive jump in a short time. But Transformers fever is currently in full swings as fans anxiously await Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. One lucky fan decided to wait. The wait was over for them, acquiring a book that many believe has less than 100 copies in existence. There is no concrete evidence on how many were made, as a discussion still rages on whether this book was given out to platinum attendees of the official Transformers Collector Convention. That's what it stands for.
There you go.
Dude, how did Dan knew that before I even said it? Good job, Dan. Or was a preview given out in conjunction with the con program guide? The very same year it was released, the company behind it filed for bankruptcy, and a definitive answer may never come to light regarding its availability. Regardless, this book is definitely more than meets the eye. This is very cool. I did not know that. I'm learning stuff every day.
Somebody in the community has to have this book. I know. Like, does Nemesis Prime have this book? Who has this book?
No.
With only 100 copies? How?
Yeah, that's pretty rare, man. All black cover too, and a 9.4 for 4,500. That's crazy. So, Transformers Universe number 2, the Transformers freaking convention, Unicron, limited to 100, $4,500 and a 9.4. Oh, like in the past, when Transformers movies came out, I mean, obviously to mixed reviews, nobody gave a shit about the comics, right? The latest rumor that we dropped on here probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, was G.I. Joe versus Transformers being developed. And sure enough, the recent rumors are that they are going to finally do a G.I. Joe's and Transformers film together. And that's why I bought the miniseries, G.I. Joe versus Transformers, the first time they ever met. All right. Here's my favorite cover of the show.
Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, everybody, here we are, the last one on the list. We got 115 strong in the chat. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure to take a moment and hit that thumbs up. If you're watching on the rewind, man, make sure you comment your favorite cover or moment of the show down below to be entered into next Tuesday's giveaway. All right, final one on the list. We've got Uncanny Avengers issue number 1, the Adi Granov 1 in 75 variant, originally published in 2012. Is there such thing as a perfect comic book cover? Well, that's open for debate, but Adi Granov's rendering of Scarlet Witch on Uncanny Avengers number 1 from 2012 is pretty darn close. The coloring and the texture of this cover are truly remarkable, making it a must-have for modern collectors. A raw, near mint plus copy sold this week for a record price of $240. Now, Uncanny Avengers number 1 was the second best-selling book in 2012, with estimated sales totaling just over 300,000. This book is a 1 in 75 ratio variant and should be fairly plentiful given that print run. The reason that it isn't is due to the fact that the ratio only applied to cover A of issue 1, and there were approximately 20 different covers for that issue. Currently, the CGC census has 232 total graded copies of this book, with only 71 graded in a 9.8. We expect this book to become more difficult to find as time passes. When collectors finally get their hands on one, they just don't want to let it go.
All right, hold on. I need to Google an image real fast before I make this comment.
It's beautiful, but I think that the Deadpool number 13 that he did for the Marvel's 20th anniversary is better. It's her and Vision together. He's a master at fabric. I think the way that he uses the lines in his fabric is it's gorgeous. But I'm still partial to Deadpool 13.
Yeah, so Uncanny Avengers number 1, the Adi Granov 1 in 75 from 2012, raw of $240. So I was looking at Adi Granov's wife, and I think he modeled a lot of characters after her. She is a very beautiful woman.
Just Google else who does that too.
Yeah, just Google Adi Granov's wife.
J. Scott Campbell does that, doesn't he?
I don't know.
I think some of J. Scott Campbell's kind of modeled after his girlfriend there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks similar to her, so I mean, I'm gonna go with it, man. So maybe he does use her as his muse, as he should.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that he. I won't say it. I'm just saying she's a very good-looking woman, and he's like just your average Joe. But there you go, man. True love conquers all. Dare I say?
Always.
All right. Time.
Are we gonna give him any time? Are we gonna give him any time, or we're just gonna hit it because we've been dropping this 6:45. If you guys know how it goes,
hey man, they had their time.
You had plenty of time. All right, we're just gonna go.
First off, announcement. The winners that from the last week or so, you guys gonna get the books that Bird City sends me in whenever. I don't know when that is, Laura.
What? Oh yes, soon. Tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow. Oh, damn. Tomorrow. I was hoping I had some time. So I barely shipped out all the other ones. I ran out of comics, believe it or not. Hey, I get Laura's and Aunt are nice enough to give me comps, and I don't do anything with them. I don't sell them. I don't keep my collection. Maybe 1 or 2. I got an 8 billion genius.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Number 1. But I give them back to you guys because you guys support us and Bird City Comics. So, that's what, that's what we're here for, man. It's all about love. So with that disclaimer, with my deep voice, that was all about love. All right. That sounded creepy, actually. But go ahead, JB, run it.
All right, yeah. Let me go over here to the random comment picker here and do that simple math again, and we will pull. How many comments do we have? We've got 51 comments, and let's see which one of these comments is going to be getting a free comic book. Wait, didn't they win earlier? Gold Gauntlet Comics.
Hey,
once again, I pick Silk #1. So beautiful is the comment. Congratulations, Gold Gauntlet Comics. Hashtag rigged. No, just joking. We appreciate you. We appreciate you
it pays
participating in the show. Now we've got another seamless transition heading our way as TiVo is going to share his screen, maybe show off a little bit as we see what's shaking today. By the way, if you're not a member of CovrPrice, please consider it for the price of a McRib.
Oh,
you
don't
can have unlimited
like
access to this thing. We can't use
more
McRib
McRibs left now, man.
Oh, the McRibs are gone.
Look at that ROM moving up the charts, man. 17 units sold. That tells me something is happening. Read the tea leaves.
Oh, that's a drink right there, folks. On your bingo card, read the tea leaves.
All right. We're going to see what's shaking today, boys and girls. I got my giant size X-Men here. Look at my Spider-Man. But look at this goofy cover.
Spider-Man.
What is Superman doing to this poor guy? Always helping him or something. Looks like pretty dangerous work while this dude is dangling for his life when doing window cleaning. Well, how about give a brother a hand out, Superman? He could probably clean those windows in a second. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Here's another cool Action Comics. 0.5 sold for $23.50. This is from 1939, issue number 17. Look at that. Holding up the tanks.
CovrPrice dropping a little info here. They're doing a ROM omnibus.
Nice. Yeah, because I don't know, Marvel can't actually use the term ROM Space Knight since I think Hasbro or somebody owns the rights to it.
Hasbro is what he said, yeah.
So a few years ago, they did come out with a series. I forgot what it was called, but they were basically Space Knights, but they called them something else. And I have the miniseries on that. It's very interesting.
Oh, that's beautiful. Blonde in a red dress. Click on it.
There you go.
Oh, that's classic. Is that what it's called? The Romnibus? I love it.
Ghost Comics, dig slow, lest you waken the sleepers in the crypt. Gorgeous. They don't draw dame. They don't draw dames like this anymore. That's a dame right there. That's a dame. $2,275 and a 4.5 from 1953. Obviously pre-code horror. But
I gotta add this. I want that so badly. I have a whole short box of like old school blondes and red dresses. I should do it.
That's blondes and red dresses right there.
Yeah, this one is ugly.
I don't like that one.
I'm not feeling that one. Let's see what else they have.
That's beautiful. Weird.
Oh yeah, this is definitely messed up. Yeah. Ghost Comics. There you go. Who would have thunk it? All right. I'll go back here. Iron Man getting some love. Hey, I got two of them.
Hey. So what do you think? What do you think's going on here, Tivo? We're not spoiling. No spoilers, anybody in the chat. But I feel like social media has been on fire that if you didn't get it, you kind of missed it. Do you think this book is going to go on fire again? Do you think
yes, when it goes live action, which it inevitably will, and when it goes live action, it'll get another bump. Right now, it's getting a bump. I mean, for a while, 9.8s were right around the 1,500 range.
I don't think this will ever go back to its COVID craziness.
Well, I think the high sale was like 35 or 4,000,
$3,500 or something.
But that was for the newsstand. Yeah, that was for the newsstand. But once it goes live action, then it's going to get another bump. I guarantee it. Hey, look, speaking of photo covers, The Amazing Spider-Man the movie.
You're logged out.
You should get a membership. CovrPrice is great, TiVo.
Really you should get a membership, but they do log you out every once in a while because I'm in there 24/7. I know. I've been trying to get a T-shirt. I think if you stay logged in long enough, maybe you get a T-shirt.
Matt's in the chat. He's hearing it.
I actually changed my shirt. I got a different shirt to show off here at the end of the show here because I got my Tulsa Comic Con, my Tulsa comic book swap shirt. because they're working on a little collage. I want to make sure I get in that.
Here's Spider-Gwen picking up some love as well. First appearance, only 1,060 in a 9.8. But I want to look at this because we're just talking about the photo covers. Look how cool Gwen Stacy. Amazing Spider-Man the movie issue number 1, 9.8 sold for 1,025. This is the regular cover. Wow, that's not even the variant. Still one of the best scenes, although a lot of people pan Andrew Garfield in those films. I mean, the scene where, spoiler alert, Gwen Stacy dies. One of the it hits her pretty hard, and as well as in the Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home, whatever that one, where he saves MJ, he saves Peter Parker's MJ, Peter Parker's MJ. So
that scene got everybody right in the feels, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I will say this. I think Andrew Garfield made a great Spider-Man, not a great Peter Parker. He's just too cool looking to be Peter Parker the nerd, where Tobey Maguire was the perfect Peter Parker, if that makes sense, right? Because Peter Parker. Yeah,
I thought he did great on both roles, to be honest.
Yeah, it was just the damn when they changed. Yeah, when they changed the origin and his parents are spies or some other weird shit, it was just like god awful. But anyway, look at this Black Cat La Chat Noir. Raw dog for $1,000.
Oh my god,
La Chat Noir, which means the black cat in French. La Chat Noir, La Chat Noir. Anyway, this is cover D. Good God, $1,000? Man, I could have sworn.
Laura so wants this book.
I want that book badly.
Oh,
whoa! Hold on.
Buck.
1 second. We've got a super chat.
Hey, shout out to Third Bird the Nerd. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it, brother.
That doesn't happen very often on the channel. We really do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Buck Rogers, number 10. G Buck. For those who remember the Buck Rogers TV show, 925 and an 8.0. It came out in 1940. Okay, and that's an 8.0 for 925. That is grossly undervalued. I'm gonna see what issue number 1 sells for. Hold on, man. For those who remember the TV show, Colonel Deering. That was my boy crush right there, man. You remember Colonel Deering?
She was smoking hot.
Erin Gray. Oh my God. Forget about it.
What about that lady though? There was like they even made her action figure sexy, man. There was like this princess. No, seriously, her action figure was smoking hot.
That's the tip of the day. Hey, I just watched this the other day, man. It's it's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, issue number 5, the Recalled variant. Interesting.
I actually have this book.
Yeah, $811 and a 9.8. I wonder why it was recalled. Let's see. I don't know, but pretty sure Alan Moore didn't like the movie either, and Sean Connery was in it too. Great concept for a movie. You ever seen it? Peep it out for yourself. I mean, it has all like the literary.
Wait a minute, is this something that Tiva watched that we should watch?
Sure, why not? It
Dun.
It hasn't aged well with time, but Sean Connery's in it, so you should watch it. Alex Trebek, your mother's a whore. You like that?
Trebek, your mother's a whore.
Alex Trebek, your mother's a whore. You have to do it a list to speak like Sean Connery. You have to
Cover prices. Scroll down to see why it was recalled.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see why that one was recalled. Slide down. No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say.
Yo, what's up? Why don't you just tell us, Matt?
Oh, there it is. There he has the information. It was recalled due to a Marvel douche ad.
What?
A Marvel douche ad?
Wait, you said you had this, right, JB?
There's not stuff.
Can you go find the ad and like post it on Instagram?
Oh man,
what's wrong with douche?
I have to find this. I think I got this book. I'm serious.
I mean,
give it to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an ad for women feminine hygiene products. I meant, jeez, you be shaming people by recalling it? Come on now. Yeah, but the douche ad. That's first. Like imagine seeing like a douche ad and little boy reading it. Mom, what's a douche?
That might be why. Maybe it's because they were like, that's not appropriate for kids. And
yeah, here's another dope Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. Look at that. Oh, dope.
Wow.
Second print, $7.50 for 9.8. I'm telling you, it's golden in them heroes. I have this entire run, I believe.
The Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. Nice.
I was a big Ultimate Comics fan. At that time though, I wasn't pulling like second prints. I would get the occasional variants, so I have all the regular covers. But yeah, because I remember the death of Spider-Man, leading up to it and everything. But I was already reading most of the Ultimate stuff, like the Ultimates, Fantastic Four, Ultimate X-Men, and then Ultimate Spider-Man, which was super dope. I love this cover.
Momoko, right?
This is probably my favorite piece of Momoko cover. Yeah, and it was actually one of our viewers actually gifted it to me.
Nice,
because I talked about it or I modded. I don't know, one of the two. I may have two. Shit, I don't remember. The piece from Momoko Strange Academy, issue number 1.
Wow.
$7.50 for 9.8. I'm telling you, man, don't sleep on those Strange Academy books. I'm telling you, it's going to be on Disney Plus. Mark those words. I guarantee it. What's up with Conan, man? 9.8. Conan number 9, 9.8.
Now I know what's up with this book. This book was actually featured somewhere else, and this is just because it's high grade. There's not a key factor to this book, but just having it in a 9.8.
Is that a harpy?
1971.
That's a harpy, right? Remember harpies from mythology? I believe that's a harpy. Hey, I got this first appearance at Black Knight. Although the second cover, issue number 48,
sort of Conan right next to it.
Oh yeah, I'm still looking for issue number 1. That and Vampirella number 1 are the 2 books I'm looking for. Savage Sword of Conan.
Beautiful.
$515 for 9.8. Who did the cover? Boris Vallejo. All right. Everybody always talks about Frank Frazetta, and he gets his due credit but Boris Vallejo is a fantastic fantasy artist. If you never heard of Boris Vallejo, shame on you. But just Google Boris Vallejo and just look at the images. They are some really dope covers. Oh my God, Lord! Twice in one show. What's going on?
It's becoming a thing.
Yeah, blonde with the red dress and Skeletor. This is Eerie Comics Eerie Comics issue number 13. Lucky number 13. 500 bones and a 4.0.
Hey, skeleton covers that's a niche market. People collect.
You want to add that to your collection there, Laura?
Eerie that one 13? I could probably pull off. Yep.
I might be able to pull that one off.
Anthony, my God, this hasn't been on a list in forever. Do you remember when these dark metal was all the rage?
That was years ago.
Oh my God, 2017. Teen
this
Titans
is key though. What was his first Batman?
First appearance of Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, 500 bones and a 9.8.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember this. And Batman Who Laughs and I just lost my train of thought. Red Goblin, the most spec'd on things incorrectly. You know what I mean?
Incorrectly.
Red Goblin ended up being, Norman Osborn and one of the guys, if I recall rightly. But I remember Red Goblin was all the rage as well. But man, we're just gonna look at the weird shit because that's what I'm here for.
That Eerie was a steal too. They have a 3.0 now for $439.
There you go.
No, I'm not shopping.
Strange Mysteries. Look at that.
Shopping.
More skull covers. It's a key comic because it's a classic cover. $500 for 1.0. $9,600 for a 7.5. Wow. Hey, is this first appearance of Destro? Do I want to say?
No,
I guess
doesn't
not.
say that.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. Yo, if they reboot the G.I. Joe franchise, there are tons. I mean, literally tons of first appearances throughout G.I. Joe. I mean, you go on forever and ever. And obviously, everybody gets Snake Eyes, but there's other characters you can get too. Weird Fantasy. I got to remove this because these are raw copies. A raw is $450. Let's look at Captain America before we go off.
It's a classic cover.
Look at that.
Is that Steranko?
Poor Bucky. $59 for Raw Dogs. Holy shit. But October 11th, 9.8 sold for $7,267.
Damn.
Jeez.
That's a lot of money, yo.
Whew.
Yo.
One more because we love frame covers on this show.
Love Marvel
Boom.
frame covers. 72,373.
Yep, 1972 frame cover. Bam. Is this Barry Windsor Smith? I'm trying to think. If you want some great art on the Conan run, check out Barry Windsor Smith stuff. It is absolutely fantastic, man. So there you have it, boys and girls. Oh, Laura, any last words?
Is this true that Sony announced officially that a live action Miles is in development plus Spider-Man 4 plus Spider-Woman?
No, but
That's
they
what Three
did.
Rivers is saying.
They did confirm.
There was
what's
a
her name
comment
for?
earlier from CovrPrice that actually laid out. What did he say? Let me scroll back up here. Here it is. Producer Amy Pascal announced that a live action Miles movie is in the works.
There you go. That's why it didn't sell. Also, they I think they announced also the actress that's going to be playing. It is going to be I forgot her first name, something Carpenter, for Madam Web.
It's not going to be the chick from 50 Shades?
No, she's still going to play Madam Web, but they're saying that the Spider-Woman character with the last name of Carpenter. Jeez.
Okay.
Carpenter. I forgot her last name. Right now, because that's the beauty of Google.
You Google stuff right now.
Julia Carpenter. I read somewhere that Julia Carpenter has been cast for the Madam Web movie. So there you go, man. And
Sydney Sweeney, is that who it is? Look at this chat is on fire, man. We have the best chat. I love it.
There you go.
Sydney
Sweeney, I believe her first appearance is in Secret Wars book, if I'm not mistaken. Let me tell you right now. Yep, Marvel Superhero Wars #6 as Spider-Woman. Miss Marvel #6 as Arachne, and then in Amazing Spider-Man 637 as Madam Web. Boom! You just getting real time freaking first appearances spec on this channel.
Look at that.
That's what this channel was born from, son. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
All right, Laura, any last words?
Last words. Make sure you guys check out the shop tomorrow. We are going to be launching that World Tree #2 second print. And those World Tree books have just been insane. I think everybody's still writing the Something is Killing the Children wave, and they're just following James anywhere he goes. This is done by Franny. She's becoming one of my favorite artists. I started looking at her stuff on
Is that her
IG.
first name or last name?
I think her name's Justine Franny.
Oh, it's like Soza Mayaka just goes by one name.
Right, Soza Micah. Her name's Micah Sozo, though.
I know that, but really nice girl, actually.
Same
really
concept.
Nice. Very, very quiet, very tiny, but super cool.
She's really pretty too. Yeah. And this one I think would be really great if you guys can go to a con where she's at, because it's perfect for signatures. And one last thing, tomorrow on Nerdvana, we are hosting our first auction. So if you guys are interested, the girls and I,
good old YouTube auction, huh?
Yeah, we've never done one before, so we're gonna give it a go.
Man, Mama Lucy been lurking in the freaking background all this time. What's up with that, Lucy? Damn.
You read my mind too. That's perfect timing. So yeah, that goes live at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're a little bit nervous, but if you guys all turn out, I'm sure it'll go well. And last but not least, I just wanted one more time just to model off our awesome t-shirts.
Oh, you're trolling me.
Oh, they're so good on the nips too, man. You don't even realize, JB. Oh,
nice.
That's it for
JB,
me.
Any last words besides?
Yeah, real quick. I want to show off my awesome Tulsa comic book swap t-shirt right here. And I am on the back right here, right above. I think above Miss Laura's logo right there. Right above there.
Wow. She went up to. Touche.
Shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. We
touche,
really
not
douche,
by the way.
We appreciate you joining us. Go follow
I went full circle with that. I turned touche into douche into douche. Anyway, this show is going off the rails. So I'm sorry, JB. Go ahead.
Man. All right. So go follow me on Instagram. I'm doing some cool stuff on Whatnot. You can get $15 off your first purchase using the link in the description of this video. Make sure you comment your favorite cover and your favorite moment of the show. And as always, don't forget, we had a great fucking time tonight. Thank you.
And Laura, a tip for YouTube auctions, make sure they enable live chat, not top chat.
Okay, make sure they enable live. Okay, did you hear that, Lucy? Live chat, not top chat. Remember that.
Lucy, one more thing. If you want
to
use this auction to increase your subscriber base, make sure that the chat is only for subscribers. So the people that are bidding have to subscribe to the channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now
and it's good to do previews of what you're auctioning on Instagram as well, or do a quick video, tonight. I don't know if it's too late, but I would say post on Instagram with the books that are going to be available for auction, and then you guys will be good to go.
Okay.
What time is it tomorrow?
9:30 Eastern Standard, and we're gonna have like Red Hood's coming on with us. He just scored this amazing.
I'll try to moderate for you because it's important to have moderators.
That would be great.
Options, yeah. You may want to assign more moderators too, because it's important to have moderators when you're going through that to see who won and who bid, blah blah blah. Because it can get messy. But for Laura and JB and for Gabe watching Spider-Man right now, this is TiVo telling you to keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
Hold on and get some, boys. In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 3 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is In this, you shall know that the Lord is Go on and get some, boys.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is